Hello, welcome back to the SNHU Esports stream. I am Connor, your host, joined by Rose here. How you doing, Rose?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Perfect. We are gonna do some League of Legends here in a second. It's gonna be our first week of the playoffs, so our team has made it very nicely into the playoffs, actually pretty high seeded. So we're gonna watch them take on the Nighthawks here tonight in the Summoner's Rift. I think it is a best of 5 set too. So they're going to have to win 3 games, I'm pretty sure. So that format out of the way. Announcements are next GSG is in December on I forget.
We're going to have to double check on that, but stay tuned for more information on December's Granite State Grind.
Right. Other than that, I mean, this is supposed to be a pretty exciting match. I mean, they're pretty high seeded, so Nighthawks are going to be a lower seeded team, but nonetheless, it's always going to be exciting to see if they actually, get to perform the way that they want to and play the composition that they want to, because it always comes down to like this draft in the early phase. At the start of the game, especially in like collegiate esports where they're like scouting each other out and stuff like that, trying to take each other off their comfort picks. So that could be something that we see play a factor in here. And I feel like with a less put together team, that's what you're really aiming for. So like if SNHU suspects that Nighthawks is, a little bit less put together, like since they're lower down on the ladder and lower seated, they might try to aim for a little bit more like scouting bans then. But we're going to take a look at the draft right now, see if that's what we're going to see here tonight. Might not be, but we're going to see SNHU start off on the blue side here, which is going to be interesting as I turn blue. Very fitting. But we're going to see the Varus band come out along with the Syndra. So those are 2 kind of scouted bands, I'm pretty sure, because Toxic likes to play that Syndra in the mid lane. And we've seen him just absolutely decimate in games too.
Syndra and Orianna, both of those have been really dangerous lately.
Right, and you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket either, so I don't think we'll see the Orianna ban.
No, but you can do a lot of analyzing during draft for sure, but no matter how much you kind of try to do guesswork based on how the champions interact with each other, we're still going to see some things that we've never seen before, and you're still going to have surprising moments. It's just
like
League is a game that's really hard to predict, and we see the Orianna ban coming out.
That's just the commentator's curse, I think. So we are going to see the Orianna ban. And that's just a lot of dedicated bans for the mid laner, Toxic, which, shout out Toxic, I think hit Masters recently. So maybe they're just a little bit scared. But there's the Jarvan lock-in for the first pick for SNHU, which is a really nice first pick for them, especially into that jungle there. It's not really a flex, but it kind of just states their intention, and it's a pretty high priority pick. So.
Yep. We've seen Jarvan a lot this season with SNHU. And their jungler is really great at Jarvan. I mean, I've seen such amazing plays throughout the season. I'm excited to see how this game will go.
Yeah, and Jarvan always has that playmaking potential. Like, for example, the level 2 ganks and stuff. He has a lot of options. So I'm curious to see if that's kind of what SNHU is going for, or if they're, have some other, their sights set on the horizons, I guess. But usually with Jarvan, I feel like what you can do is you can start bot side and then pick a really bot heavy composition and then level 2 gank that and just play bot side for most of the game. And I feel like that's kind of the trend between blue side and red side. Is red side you're going to see more of a top side heavy composition, where blue side you're going to see more of a bot side heavy composition, since red side got counterpicked. But
now we're seeing Gyone and Talia coming out from Nighthawks. I've seen Talia before as a support. I believe it was the last game.
Oh, yeah.
I'm curious to see whether this is another support pick or possibly mid lane. I haven't seen her a lot.
I don't know. I haven't actually seen her in mid lane at all, really, recently, but I feel like she's more suited for the mid lane in recent times. So seeing her in the jungle might be a little unlikely, but she can be support, jungle, and mid. Probably support is least likely, even though we did see it last time. But we're going to see the Ashe Renata lock-in from SNHU, which I mean, I feel like that kind of states their intention there because Ash, I mean, as much as she can kind of do her own thing, wants all the help she can get to. So having that Renata and then maybe having the Jarvan gank into that lane a little bit would be a really nice, setup for Ash to get into the spot she wants to, which is like mid late. So.
Yeah, Renata's not a champion we see all too often, but her ultimate is a really powerful ability, especially when you have attack speed heavy champions on the other side. They can really burst each other down as her ultimate turns the opposite teammates against each other, which is a really cool ability.
Yeah, and she can like get kills off that too. Like it's kind of crazy. But a really well-placed Renata ultimate, like you said, is just devastating to attack damage heavy teams, like kind of like this team. Like Yone Caitlyn so far, you don't want them auto-attacking you at point blank range. So we could see a pretty good run for their money for the Renata so far. But I feel like it might have a different kind of like intention so far with how they've picked it. Because like they didn't really like pick into the Caitlyn yet, but they definitely are going for the revive, I'm pretty sure, is what they're trying to play off of.
Yeah, and Caitlyn is also a very strong bot laner. I'm really looking forward to seeing who Nighthawks is going to be choosing for Caitlyn's support. I think Milio is a pretty good pick for Caitlyn. We might not see Milio this game, but still with that attack range boost, Caitlyn already has a lot of attack range, which would ultimately make her unstoppable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Milio is a pretty good match here with Caitlyn, but there's also like Lux, which Lux is kind of devastating because Caitlyn goes to ult the lower health person, and you can block Caitlyn bullet with any champion or people or anything, but if you block, then the Lux gets a free lineup for her ultimate, and you guys got to communicate to dodge at the same time, so it's just kind of a disaster and turns into a train wreck. So that might be what they're going for.
It's also really hard to position around when you're trying to dodge a Q and then an E with a large area of effect, and then also the Caitlyn traps. It's just terrible to play.
Yeah, it is definitely. It's kind of, I think, better than Caitlyn Morgana, honestly. That used to be like the go-to for a really long time for Caitlyn, but I think I like Lux Caitlyn a little bit more. But then we're going to see the Rakan lock-in, which is actually also a pretty good pair there with Caitlyn, giving her that hard engage so she can still get those traps off, but has a little bit more kill pressure and potential in lane. And SNHU's response to that for the mid lane to the Yone is Lissandra, which I feel like this is a good matchup for Lissandra. It's kind of skill matchup, but Yone can't really do what he wants to do into Lissandra. Lissandra
Especially
W's.
with her ultimate as well. It gives her a lot of safety when you're seeing trades against each other. We also, her W is just really annoying when you're Yone, because when you try to go in with your E, you could just be rooted and you're stuck there.
Yeah,
so she has a lot of counterplay with that.
It's very annoying as Yone. You can kind of outplay it by like if you recall at the right time, because if you recall, you go unstoppable. But it's really hard to time since Lissandra W is like frame 1, so it's just instant out there. And then SNHU is locking in the Jax as their first pick, and Nighthawks picks the Cassante in response to that, which is a really interesting matchup. Cassante being in recent times just so devastating as a top laner. So I'm interested to see how the Jax plays into that, but I feel like Jax can probably hold his own. He's known for kind of just, being a solid kind of bruiser in the top lane. You can kind of first pick him, so there's only a few people that really shut him down. But other than that, both of these drafts look pretty nice for both teams, and I think, their intention, they don't really have like a stated intention. It's not like, oh, I'm definitely going to go top here, or I'm definitely going to go bot. I feel like they have a lot of options to play this game, which is really excited going into our first playoffs game. So I'm definitely excited to get into this game, but we're going to take a quick break before we wait for this spectator delay to get into our actual game. So we'll be right back after that. Welcome back. We are going straight into game here. SNHU versus the Nighthawks here. Things are flipped around real quick. But between these two teams, this is the first week of playoffs. So both of these teams just very big nerves. It's a very big game they got on their hands here. And you're going to see a little bit of a standoff here in the top lane. Is both of them kind of just 5-point here. Both teams not really looking for anything too serious here. Maybe just a little bit of a handshake here in the mid lane. Attack dog. It's going to get an auto attack. Game's over.
Nice job.
Attack dog managed to get the first auto attack. Suki firing back with the W. Very exciting stuff here at the beginning of the game. But both these teams not really going to find anything. Are going to find a little bit of information and intel in that mid-river bush there. They get the pixel brush warded for both teams, but looks like Suki and Liam are on the prowl here, sneaking just right by their vision. They are able to get that ward that spots both the Gromp and the blue there, but make it to lane a little bit late, so they might lose a little bit of presence in lane.
And it looks like Alessandra is going to lose a little bit of that gold too. Magmore is going in for this, getting some trades in.
Yeah, Magmore kind of smart pushing this wave because you get that Q stack and you get that priority in the beginning of the lane because Lissandra doesn't have that W up yet, and you're going to get the level advantage to use your probably your W or E for trades, but not a killer. Going to go in with that W there, just barely miss and dodge that hook there. Would have been pretty bad if he got hit by that there.
Attack dog, Caitlyn's passive and also her auto attacks are extremely powerful. Getting in that poke along with her support is going to give them a little bit of an advantage here in the beginning half of the game.
And Caitlyn's always looking for that kind of lane because if she doesn't actually get the advantage from the beginning of the lane there, she's not really going to do a whole lot there in the rest of the game because she kind of pops off mid to late-ish or mid-early.
And Suki bot is looking a little low here, being ignited. Not a killer playing pretty aggressive.
Headshot coming through, almost taking Suki out there, but just barely gonna hold on there. Still running around with this ghost. It's a little bit scary. Jarvan coming in here, trying to cut them off. Liam doing his best to stall time there. The flash comes out from Attack Dog. That's going to be first blood there. Flash from both supports. And that's the end of the engagement there. It looks like Jarvan creeping up a little bit, but
Now, those headshots are extremely dangerous. They do a lot of damage early game. And it looks like Dragon Tempest is just going to try to ward them off for now. Trying to do some damage control right here. But unfortunately, it looks like there's going to be a little bit of a lead building up for Nighthawks right now.
yeah, Nighthawks has that gold on Attack Dog there, so that's going to be first blood. And they might need to dedicate a little bit more attention to shutting him down. And I think they just stole the Scuttle Crab there with that EQ combo from the Yone. They did actually end up getting that there, but SNHU trying to fire back here with, I think, mostly even farm. They are down a little bit in all lanes, but Proma just going to cancel that back there. And now I feel like as the drag comes up, this is probably where they shift gears and try to, pick a fight they want to fight here.
And Magmore's stealing that Scuttle Crab. It doesn't seem like too much, but now that they do have vision on that Drake, it's going to be a little bit more Nighthawks favored for them to go over to that objective and be able to just take that.
Yeah, they're definitely going to be probably like somewhat the shot callers when it comes to actually walking to that Drake there, because unless SNHU has a pick or some kind of advantage over Nighthawk, they're really going to have to play it around their tempo there.
We're seeing just a little bit of a gold lead coming out from Nighthawks. Toxic getting a little bit of vision there, but also losing out on some farm as well.
Yeah, Toxic is going to go down a little bit of CS though, but I feel like as the lane goes on, he's going to have a little bit more priority and be able to zone Magmore off more CS. As we're seeing right here, Magmore taking a lot of his health in the trade.
And it looks like we might possibly see a gank from Talia right now, or maybe just going around out of vision, as Proma doesn't have a ward in that tri-bush right now. It's kind of pushed the lane up a little bit, and it looks like it's just going to be a recall right there. And they're recalling really close to each other. I'm surprised that they did not catch each other.
Yeah, both junglers off the map now. It's going to be kind of just a tranquil moment for the laners, kind of to just exchange these trades and, farm their lanes with their waves that they're pushing right now. Seems like Nighthawk does have a little bit of prio in the bot lane right now and has that wave pushing towards SNHU's tower, and we're also going to see a wave pushing in the top lane towards SNHU's tower.
Not a killer coming from behind, but that response from Liam was pretty great.
Oh, the net lands, but the hook shot does not land there.
We're seeing just a little bit of a CS gap in top lane right now. Hopefully Proma is going to be able to make up that, as the other top laner is recalling right now. But we're seeing a lot of good vision for SNHU right now. I'm hoping that we get some vision on that Drake right now. It looks like Nighthawks jungler was able to get on top of that, and they might be looking to take that objective very soon. It's been quite a while since anyone has gone to that pit right now.
But it looks like Nighthawks does have vision of it, and people off the map right now might mean that SNHU gets a little bit antsy here and wants to actually check that out there and actually get vision on the Drake. So they are going to drop it, yeah.
With that Ashe E, it's going to give a lot of valuable information throughout the game, especially when it comes to objectives as well.
Yeah, you're not really going to have to worry about stuff like that. If Ashe's E is up, they're going to be able to just spot out vision that they need, such as that. I think they just got some information on where their jungler is sending that arrow through the jungle. Got vision of Talia.
The pressure is turning back on towards Nighthawks, giving Suki and Liam a chance to scope out this pit right now.
Yeah, so they saw Talia topside, and now I think they might be just going on Drake with that information there. So like you said, excellent usage of that Ashe arrow.
But Nighthawks also has a lot of good vision around this area. I'm not sure if anyone's going to come in to help, but it looks like
that's a cleanse from Attack Dog.
It's a very close call right there.
Still looking for something here. Gets hooked. Suki bot. Pumping out a lot of damage right now. Flash from both of them comes out. Attack Dog looking pretty low here. Not a killer, taking a brunt of that damage there. And that's going to be both of them using a lot of their sums and a lot of valuable resources in order to just stay alive there.
Oh, I like how Suki bot didn't even flinch at that Caitlyn ult coming out, as he just knows that support has got his back. I just love to see that.
Yeah, that was really nice teamwork between them there. Liam pulling through with that block, but as they get the information that dragon has fallen, SNHU got that first one. It looks like Nighthawk is going to be able to just take that first Rift Herald here on the opposite side of the map. So.
And we're also seeing a 1k gold lead on Nighthawks. I also just realized that Suki changed his name from Suki Top to Suki Bot, so we might see a more bot-favored picks.
This is going to be a game changer for him. This might just be his inner potential unlocked now that he's Suki Bot. He's just going to pull through with some kind of crazy mechanic we've never seen before.
Looks like Proma and Dr. Shensei, I believe, just chilling out in the top lane. Nothing too serious going on right now, which is to be expected in this matchup. We're seeing the CS gap kind of come closer together right now.
But Proma has a lot of damage with that ultimate passive and the Sheen proc. When he stacks both those on top of each other, he just chunks with his W, especially if he has his ultimate passive built up there.
Yeah, and it just took a lot of damage out of that Cassante right there. Juan coming in with that ultimate.
I think it got canceled there. The ult coming out from Suki Bot, mitigating a lot of that CC. He's still alive here. Dragon Temp is coming in with the EQ, is going to be able to burn down Juan there. He actually falls and has the revive to get alive again. Liam taking a lot of damage there, playing it very safe. Attack Dog falls, not a killer, the only one left, and that's going to be another kill for SNHU. 3-1 in just 10 minutes there.
Oh my goodness. I mean, Renata's ability where she is able to hit people together, that just saved the day for all of them. It pushed them, the enemy team away, which led them to safety. That was really amazing to see. I don't often see that actually proccing the stun.
Yeah, and that was just a really nicely well kited play there from SNHU with having that Ashe ultimate and the Renata ultimate. Not, I don't think Suki Bot got stunned once. I don't think he got charmed or stunned or anything. So they were able to cancel the Talia ultimate, the Rakan ultimate, and just there was nothing that Nighthawk could really do about that gank.
Yep,
Played
and
it perfectly.
This really closed up the gold gap as well. We're seeing a little bit of a bounty coming on Ashe.
Yeah, the bounty is starting to rack up here 150 gold, so that would be a pretty nice pickup there from someone on Nighthawk if they did manage to kill Suki Bot, which Liam and Suki have been looking pretty unkillable so far in this lane.
Not a killer with that Guardian. Really, really helpful in these games. Just protecting them from all of that poke that Ashe has, especially with her W, can be really annoying and it can take you down without expecting it as well. But it looks like we're going to have a run-in here, possibly with Dragon Tempest and Juan, as they're both hovering over top lane.
Yeah, usually the Cassante wants to play towards his tower here, but he is playing a little bit up here. I think they just back there, so Juan, it might come through here, does throw that E down. W coming through, pushing Promo back here, but there's not really a lot that Dr. Shensei has built up here in order to actually pull him back. But
well, it looks like Magmore might be coming in for that flank.
Promo, this could
luckily
be a dive.
Has this bush, this tribe bush warded.
Teleport comes out there, gets ulted back into the tower. The ult missing from Magmore. Dr. Shensei falls there. Promo on one is going to fall there, but Juan taking a couple turret shots here. The W missing. Toxic dodging all this here. Is able to make it out alive. They're going 1-for-1 from that dive. All it cost was one teleport from their mid laner.
Promo with that sidestep. Those jukes are coming out, and I love to see it. It is really easy to predict a Yone ult, but it can be devastating if you don't have good footwork around that.
Yeah, SNHU has been kind of on top of that recently, but Juan getting caught off guard here by Dragon Tempest, finding a solo kill before this dragon spawns here.
It looks like they're also dropping that Rift Herald that they got mid lane, not able to take down the turret, but doing devastating damage to that. Dragon Tempest is just going to be going in for the second Drake right here, and eventually, if they do build this into a soul, it could really solidify a huge lead for them. It's not coming up soon, anytime soon, but still, I like how they are going for those Drakes.
Yeah, they got two of them so far. So, like, after that second Dragon Falls there, you see the map changes there, and it's the Inferno Drake. So, we're going to see the map change to the Inferno map. And now both teams are working for the Infernal Soul from the Dragon. So, this is when Nighthawk really has to pay attention to their dragons and actually start to step up, because SNHU getting one more dragon is going to put them on soul point. So, all they need is four for that soul.
Nighthawks is doing a really good good job of keeping vision in the jungle, especially. I see a lot of warding around there, which is giving them valuable information, possibly information on their jungler, which is always really important to know where the enemy team jungler is. I mean, once you get that information, you can really use that to your advantage, whether they're on the opposite side of the map and you might get a little bit more risky with your plays, or if they're nearby, you know to take a step back as well.
Yeah, and I think we've seen Suki use that arrow and spot Juan like most of the times he's used it so far. So he has pretty good accuracy, it seems like, and they have a pretty good idea of where the jungler is going to be in the first place. But having that confirmation just does wonders there. Ooh, TacDog getting engaged on by here. Dragon Tempest coming in with the ultimate. TacDog, I think, used Cleanse Flash there in order to get out, so they might be able to get this turret after pushing him off that.
I think even though they weren't able to find a kill there, that turret is going to be really important for them. Mm-hmm. But as a response to that, Nighthawks, 3 people are going in for that Rift Herald, which is possibly going to give them a little bit of an advantage here to push a lane in response to that. But Magmore's coming in with this. Not a flank, but just grabbing that last bit of farm right there.
Yeah, he can go so far with that E there, and was able to just safely pick up that farm and dash back to his jungler, which was just right there on the sidelines. But I like how they used that teleport and map knowledge there in macro play in order to get the second Rift Herald. So they have kind of accordingly traded the dragons for Rift Herald here, but we haven't really seen the actual second Rift Herald used yet. So until we see that, there isn't as much value out of it. So Nighthawk has to kind of find a way to make that play.
And even now we're seeing still really good vision on Nighthawks. They're just able to scope out exactly where SNHU is right now. I mean, I've seen them walk through a lot of wards. I'm hoping that possibly maybe they try to start sweeping up a little bit of that vision that they've got. But with that Ashe E, it is also really easy to gain some vision on the opposite team. Chroma coming in out of vision onto Dr. Shensei.
Yeah, both. I feel like Nighthawks have a little bit more deeper wards in SNHU's jungle, and that might be because SNHU knows they have that Ashe arrow, so they can already get that deep vision kind of with the Ashe arrow, so they're placing these more defensive wards, and they're able to really utilize their vision to kind of a fuller extent, honestly.
And we're seeing a little bit of a lane swap going on right now, as both mid laners are in bot right now, and we see Suki and Liam coming on to attack dog. Hopefully their support is coming up to just support a little bit. This mid lane turret going down could be really devastating.
Suki bot just laying down that poke there in the mid lane. Is able to get a lot, but Proma engages here, is going to get caught off guard a little bit by Juan, but does so much damage to Dr. Shensei here, is able to flash and outplay him, get that solo kill in a 1v2 scenario, just hanging on to his life, but Juan is able to pick him up there. That's going to be a 1-for-1 there, just with the jungler's attention. So Proma doing a really good job of drawing attention and able to let his team make plays on the other side of the map, like mid lane, where they're going to get this turret.
Oh, and a lot of people also forget that Talia's E can stun, which did mitigate a little bit of the potential damage that could have come out from that fight. But it is also a really useful tool, especially since her E is very widespread, or long at least. And a lot of Dash champions can just get caught into that.
Yeah, Talia is actually a pretty good pick into their team here. Able to catch a lot of their dashes off guard, but it seems like they might have prematurely placed this Herald here. Are going to look for an engage, though, make it worthwhile, and they get that shutdown on Dragon Tempest. Charge comes off and gets Suki bot in the crossfire there. Magmore trying to make it worthwhile here. The ult comes out from Renata, and that's going to kind of deter them, but Liam getting back into the fray here. Juan is able to catch him off guard. A triple stun coming out from Proma on the flank. Toxic running through the team right now, just melting them left and right. Magmore doing his best to get that shutdown, is able to find Suki bot, but that's going to be the end of him. Proma still working his way into this backline here, trying to find something. The ultimate on Dr. Shensei is able to find that kill, and another one there on Toxic. That's going to be a shutdown for him. So all in all, they kind of tied things up there during that fight.
Oh, that was really devastating for SNHU. I think they were just focusing a little bit too much on getting that Rift Herald quickly down, which led them to just be all out brutalized in this fight, which makes them a little bit vulnerable here, because now they do not have as much priority onto this Drake. It looks like Dragon Tempest might getting that little vision on top of that, because this Drake is going to be really important. It could give a little bit of a boost for SNHU right now, as they're looking a little bit behind on gold, about 3k behind.
Yeah, that was a really good turnaround there from Nighthawk, able to take that pressure and mitigate it, and then, divert their attention to this Drake that they're able to kind of whittle down here right now. People are arriving on the scene here. Toxic still on respawn, and they're going to get the steal. Dragon Tempest coming out with the 4-man Cataclysm is just going to kind of, steal and get out of there, but ends up dying.
I think that was totally worth it.
That was so worth. They got 3 dragons now on Soul Point. But that was kind of like the whole point of Nighthawk doing all that, is to be able to actually get the priority of getting that dragon. So they don't have 3 dragons, but now they have 3 dragons. So
but now Nighthawks has priority on this Baron coming up.
They might have overstepped here. Magmore is going to be able to get that kill, though. Ultimate coming off on him. He is going to take that Toxic ultimate into the backline, but just shredding through him there, they are going to be able to burst him down along with Liam. That's going to be 2-3 kills there, and a pretty good transition onto the Baron for Nighthawk.
All of that damage just does numbers, as we are seeing Nighthawks racking up a lot of bounties on their team, as well as solidifying their gold lead. This Baron is going to be really important for them to use it effectively and just push these lanes that they've already got a lot of turrets down, and they're looking to be in a pretty good spot right now.
I want to point out, not a killer's backing without Baron back. Just a quick little point out there. But there is going to be Baron onto Nighthawk there, and that's going to be very nice for them to be able to pressure these outer turrets that haven't fallen yet, and also do a little bit of damage onto that second tier 2 in the mid lane there. So they are really going to try to, divert their attention and make SNHU really thin spread, which is not really what they want right now, since they can't push back against the Baron minions as much.
Now, do you think there's anything that SNHU, or what should SNHU be prioritizing right now so that they can catch back up to Nighthawks?
I feel like they should be trying to single out people on Nighthawks' team right now, and they're doing a really good job of sticking together, but they should really find those favorable skirmishes in order to pick up some of these bounties that they've accrued here. So, for example, the Yone having 300, the Kasante having 300, aren't exactly people you want to have those, because they usually go on the side lane, like this Magmore here, and he kind of knows. Like, he knows that SNHU is looking for that there, and is going to try to find that bounty, but
looks like Jax is having a little bit of a hard time there trying to defend that turret.
Yeah, they're going to be able to adequately just push back there. They might even be able to get the inhibitor here.
And that cannon minion with that Baron buff is just super annoying.
So they got a 3-on-3. A 3-man stun again. The crazy stuns from Proma this game so far is going to be able to get back into that fray. They are able to get not a kill here. Dr. Sensei looking pretty low, but so is Toxic. Gets that revive and is revived back to life there. Liam trying to find that kill on Juan, just 1 health there. The root comes out on Suki there, isn't able to quite find it there. They're just going to try to chase them down here. Attack Dog doing his best to ward them off. And Dragon Tempest on the prowl here. I don't think they're really going to be able to find anything, because on the sideline we have Magmore actually coming back here.
And that stun coming out.
Oh no, they're going to be able to find Dragon Tempest there along with Suki bot in the backline. And Proma, I think.
Everyone forgets about that Talia stun. It is really quite annoying. And Magmore's going to be able to easily take down this inhibitor with that.
Trying to ward him off here, looking for a stun, but is able to just kind of protect this inhibitor and not let Magmore really take that down. So out of the Baron push, they were able to get 4 turrets, but weren't really able to get any inhibitors down there. So it was a pretty worthwhile push, but I feel like SNHU did a pretty good job of defending it.
Mm-hmm. And we're seeing still really good vision coming out of Nighthawks right now. Their Rakan having 63 or 65 now vision score at only 24 minutes. They've got some deep wards giving them some valuable information. And this next strike is coming up very soon. It's going to look like it's very Nighthawks favored right now. What do you think SNHU should do about this upcoming Drake?
So, we've seen it in the past when they have prio like that. Dragon Tempest really just has to look for the 50-50 smite. So he's got to look for that steal, and Nighthawk has to do their best of trying to actually prevent that 50-50 from happening. So they got to try to take Dragon Tempest out before he can actually get to the dragon.
And they've got vision on Dragon Tempest if he tries to go for that steal right now. Looks like the team is a little bit split up.
Yeah, and they are going to be able to pull it out here. So that's another tactic of trying to actually get Dragon Tempest off it. So they're going to pull it out there and actually try to single him out, and are able to find him there. That's going to probably be the dragon there for Nighthawk.
And Nighthawks is also racking up that gold lead even more. We see 2 400 gold bounties and 1 huge bounty on Yone, as they have almost a 10k gold lead going on right now.
Dr. Sensei just dealing so much damage, having that Omnivamp there, and Broma trying to get out of there. Has a little bit of lifesteal there, but Sensei just pulling through there with that ultimate on Cassante. Is just so much to deal with.
We're seeing SNHU just trying to recover a little bit as Nighthawks has permeated their jungle and is just going after all of these turrets, trying to solidify their lead a lot more.
Yeah, they are able to get a pretty good sizable lead here too, because so far they have about a like 9k-ish gold lead there.
This Baron is coming up very soon. I'm not sure if SNHU is going to be looking for that. Possibly just getting a little bit of vision there, just making sure that Nighthawks isn't going to go for that, or if they do, they know where they are right now.
And we are going to see a little bit of maybe a scuffle here in the river here, looking for a little bit of vision. Because this Baron is coming up here, and that's going to be the next really big objective here that SNHU wants to try to prevent a Nighthawk from getting promo, creating pressure on the side. Might have to teleport in here, but they are going to end up trying to force this here, I think. So,
And not a killer, just putting a lot of pressure with that Rakan ult coming out.
trying to find something. E down on Magmar is up in a couple seconds there. Very short window there, but Toxic comes in here with the ultimate. They are able to get a lot of value off of that, but Magmar comes in along with Dr. Sensei just melting through the back lane, are able to find both of them there. Dragon Tempest, Proma, and Toxic left to defend for themselves. They fall there, and it's just Dragon Tempest left here. Juan trying to cut off his escape routes here. He has that Blast Cone, trying to use it to the best. Has another one here, gets caught by that W there, just trying to find his way out. It's a little bit futile, but Juan, actually, this is just kind of, I don't know why they're still chasing, just end the game, man. But they're going for that there. They are going to be able to find that inhibitor turret, and they are going to be able to find the inhibitor. Another inhibitor. Just
And
tally them down.
I think vision was also a huge factor in this game, as we're seeing Nighthawk's support actually is at 87 vision at only 28 minutes. That's huge. And all those wards you see around there is just so important for them to secure these objectives, because they always knew where SNHU was, which gave them the advantage to be able to take down their backline and easily melt through the rest of the team.
What is going on right now? They all went to the push for a reset here, and the teleport came out, and now they're trying to collapse onto Baron. SNHU getting there first, trying to melt it down, and I think they had vision of them just back there trying to get this Baron down with them on that reset, but they are going to be able to come and cancel that reset. Not even one. Actually, no, Dr. Sensei did get caught off guard, and a nice Cataclysm engaged there along with Toxic. They're able to find 3 there, a shutdown 2, and it's just Dr. Sensei left here. Broma trying to find this solo or kind of skirmish kill there. He's going to be able to find that stun. The root goes off onto Dr. Sensei, and he's going to be able to find a kill onto Toxic there, and that's going to be ooh, does he get him? Oh, he's just 1 health there. Broma trying to find it. Is going to be able to find that shutdown. A nice kill and pickup there from him, but there are super minions knocking on the door of their Nexus there, and that's going to be a little bit scary for them to defend.
Yep, this is going to be really, really tough for SNHU to come back from this, as now almost both turrets are coming down. There's just no way that they're going to be able to get this next Drake for that soul, because their Nexus is wide open right now.
Yeah, their Nexus is wide open. The Baron's on the map right now, so Nighthawk has kind of this one thing in mind that they got to try to do, and I feel like they need to get this Baron and then just try to run down these super minions into their Nexus. So
I think Nighthawk's going to have a lot of pressure onto this Drake that's coming up, possibly denying it from SNHU taking that soul. I'm excited to see how this next fight will play out. But still, their inhibitor is wide open, so we might see someone going in for that back door, possibly.
It doesn't really look like it right now. Magmar getting burst down really badly there. Dragon Tempest taking a little bit of poke, and this Dragon's looking pretty low. If they can try to get this soul, the red team, or if Nighthawk does get that there, that's going to be a little bit unfortunate, but SNHU has 4 members left to try to defend this onslaught from Nighthawk. They might even just try to find a fight here in order to rush down into the Nexus there. They are able to find Suki there. Liam trying to use his ultimate to his best of his ability there, is able to get all of the members of Nighthawk there, and Toxic goes down, but is able to take Juan with him. Promo trying to find another kill here into the front line. Dr. Sensei looking a little low, almost gets Magmore there, but he is going to fall before that happens. Liam is the sole survivor here left to defend. Dragon Tempest up in 7 seconds. If he can help try to defend this, has that Cataclysm up, but the Nexus just being melted there. That's going to be the first game there for Nighthawk.
This is a really fun game to watch. We saw a lot of good plays from both teams, a lot of fancy footwork, and a lot of good ult usage. But again, a lot of good vision out of Nighthawks, which gave them a lot of priority on those objectives. And a good focusing on their backline, which really just was able to let them melt down the rest of the team.
Yeah, and they did a really good job of pushing their lead to there, and kind of that pivotal point where they were kind of behind, and then they used the Rift Herald in order to just escalate and completely kind of turn that that whole game there, because after that Rift Herald play, they were able to get the priority on the Dragon and everything, and that was really kind of the start of the downfall of SNHU's lead. But they have this next game that we're going into here right after a short break that we're going to take. So stay tuned to catch Game 2 between Nighthawk and SNHU in their playoffs here. Welcome back after that crazy game we just had. We are almost ready to get back into draft here for game 2 between these two teams. Nighthawk is up 1, so SNHU has a lot of work to do to try to catch up here. Got to win 2 more games in order to take the set. Getting word that it is actually a best of 3, so winner takes all at 2 games. So set point here for Nighthawk. Some kind of things that you might look out for in their game plan that they really worked well in our last game might be having. Actually, it was mostly just macro, wasn't it? It was just kind of being able to really turn the lead that SNHU had around with being able to play from behind with those heralds. So
I was actually thinking it might have been a little bot lane heavy, but that didn't turn out to be the case. We see a lot of good prioritization coming out from Nighthawks as well. They just really knew when to take those good plays and use their ultimates as well, which was really nice to see. But we also saw some good footwork from SNHU, which they're really coming out with the jukes this season. They're just sidestepping all of those ultimates.
Yeah, their mechanics were definitely a lot better than Nighthawks, I feel like. Because that's kind of how they got their leads in the first place. And not that their macro was worse than Nighthawks either. It's just the way that, they unfolded. In the terms of macro, I feel like Nighthawk kind of made that better play, or that one play that kind of just turned the rest of the game. I think they had around a 4K gold lead after that play. So SNHU still going to be on blue side here, and Nighthawks is going to take red side again, giving those 2 bans to their Toxic in the mid lane again. Going to have that Syndra and Orianna both banned out there. SNHU banning out the Yone, the Varus, and the Janna there. So those are really nice bans, especially from kind of looking at the last game's bans and the way that it played out. They're able to ban that Yone off the board, which is really nice because I think Nighthawks really knew how to use it, especially with the way that he used E to get vision and safely farm and things. So that was kind of crazy the way that he executed that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing who Nighthawks is going to ban next. And it looks like Karma again, just picking out those picks that they might have scoped out earlier. First pick from SNHU is going to be Graves.
Yeah, that's a really nice first pick there from SNHU, locking in their jungler and being able to have a pretty solid jungler too as well in the jungle.
Excited to see what Nighthawks' response is going to be to their jungler. I mean, we saw their Jarvan really strong, especially with those cataclysms. I mean, they really just limited the movement that they had, but we're finally seeing Rumble in this game. I'm super excited for that.
We didn't think we'd really see the Rumble, but we are going to see the Rumble picked out here from Nighthawks, and that's probably going to be a flex for top mid. So which lane it goes in, I don't. Oh, looks like it's going to be a mid lane. It could actually also be a jungle, and given that they played Talia jungle last game, I wouldn't put it past them to play the Rumble in the jungle. But what's your favorite Rumble ability?
My favorite Rumble ability is definitely got to be his ultimate. I love those rockets that just fall down.
Do you remember what it's called?
I don't quite remember. I know it has a super cool name though.
It's called the Equalizer.
Ooh.
Rumble's ultimate. And then we got the Junkyard Titan. We got the Junkyard Titan up here in the mid lane.
That's his passive.
That's his passive. And he's rocking the Flame Spitter, which is his Q. What else has it got? Dang it. Something Harpoon, I think.
I don't remember quite, but he's just such an all-around cool champion. We love Rumble over here.
We love Rumble. He's such a viable pick too here in this composition. He's really good. Rumble is really, really good. So we're gonna see the Camille, Ezreal, and Graves picked in response to the Mordekaiser Rumble. Just waiting to see when Nighthawks picks their third pick here, and that's a really early Camille pick into the Mordekaiser, just getting that counter pick right out of the way there. So Camille's going to be able to play pretty comfortably into Mordekaiser, I feel like.
Yeah, I haven't seen Camille and Mordekaiser matchups quite often, so I'm not sure how their interactions work.
It is definitely really favorable for Camille, I think, because just like everything Mordekaiser wants to do, is slow. So Camille's really good at playing around slow people, especially with her E and her ultimate, and being able to just have that constant pressure of her Q as well. But looking at the composition again, not going to lock things in too early here. We're seeing that there is actually a Cassante on the board now.
It looks like they have 3 technically top laners right now. I'm excited to see which champion is going to be in which lane.
They have so much flexibility. What are they going to do with the Rumble? I want to know where the Rumble goes.
Maybe we'll see a Rumble bot lane, possibly.
Ooh, a Rumble bot lane would be absolutely troll from Nighthawks. I hope they do it so they give us a game.
It would be very entertaining to watch.
It would, but we're going to see the Cassante, Mordekaiser, and Rumble, and I feel like the Cassante is in the top lane. And actually, you know what? With all 3 of these picks, I don't think Camille cares. I think Camille's okay into all of them. But other than that, we're going to see the bans come out here. The Swain and Rel from Nighthawks and the Sivir Ashe dedicating those bans to the bot lane there. Especially, I think picks that Israel and what they want to do don't really play well into. So, those are going to be nice bans from them, and they respond, it looks like, with the Vayne Hover right now. Gonna lock it in with a Rakan instead. Probably a better choice there from them.
Yeah, it would have been really interesting to see that Vayne. I can't lie, I did want to see that a little bit, but Rakan is a really good support.
Yeah, and I feel like Rakan might be the play. They just kind of need some range right now. Like, they don't really have that much range with the 3 tanks. So you're gonna have to lock in that range, and that's probably gonna be the ADC. And the way they drafted this is kind of weird because they're putting that ADC last. They're not really gonna use that counter pick. But Victor is going to be locked in here from SNHU, another really nice mid pick that they usually practice a lot and are able to work out a lot of kinks in their game plan there. But second pick they're going to see is probably going to be Lux. Going to see that Lux Hover, which would be a nice pick for SNHU. They are going to have that Lux, which is nice. Having that extra damage. They don't really have that much frontline, but I don't think they're really looking to play that. Graves might not like that much. Not having like a really solid frontline, but they are going to be able to play poke really, really well here. And with the Camille, they might also have that kind of go engage button with her and Graves. But going to see Lucian locked in with the Rakan there, which is also a pretty nice pick with Rakan having that really heavy bot lane. I feel like they are going to be able to kind of pressure and have that kill pressure with the Lucian Rakan.
Now, this is a very interesting team composition from Nighthawks. I'm curious to know what your guesses are for who's going where, but my guess is going to be Rumble jungle, Cassante mid, and Mordekaiser top.
Oh, that's actually a pretty good guess. I think it's going to be... You said Rumble jungle?
Mm-hmm.
Rumble in the jungle. I think it's going to be Rumble mid, Cassante top, and Mordekaiser jungle, if I had to guess. But
I'm excited to see.
Yeah, we're going to see where. Right after this break. So catch you right after a break here to see where Nighthawks 3 players go. Oh, wait. 3 over there. 3 players. 1, 2, 3, go. So, stay tuned. Boom. We are back into League of Legends here. Nighthawk up one game here against SNHU, and they are on set point now in this best of three. So SNHU looking for something kind of exciting here. It looks like in the top lane, might be looking for a pick here onto Dr. Sensei, unsuspecting in this tri-bush here. There they come. They all pop up here, going to be able to get that root. It lands after the flash, and Proma diving in there with that E. They're going to be able to get first blood on Dragon Tempest here.
No, there's not much Nighthawks can do to respond to that. That was a pretty good play.
Yeah, they're going to be able to get vision, kind of deep vision in the rest of the jungle here on the red side. But other than that, that's just going to be free first blood there for Dragon Tempest.
I'm excited to see if this will turn into a little bit of a lead for them. Looks like they're heavily guarding their top lane jungle right now because they are unsure of what SNHU is up to right now.
And we are going to kind of see what they picked here and where they're putting it. Like the Rumble's going in the jungle apparently. And
Rumble jungle.
Rumble jungle, you got that one right, but I got Cassante right, so win-win. But that's going to be a Mordekaiser mid, which is a little bit off-key there for him. I don't think Mordekaiser normally plays that, but can make it work there. I've seen it before. It's just, I think Toxic is going to have a pretty easy time poking down the Mordekaiser here.
I'm excited to see how their trades are going to be looking. Although Mordekaiser doesn't have a lot of range, his E can really be devastating and just pull you in like that.
Yeah, it is very scary, especially if you're a ranged person like the Victor. But also a problem here, I feel like, is that Victor's able to fully utilize the first strike there that he took into the Mordekaiser. So that's going to be interesting for the Victor. Well, actually, probably pretty, graceful for him. He's going to be able to make a lot of use out of that.
Yeah, and also with that that regular stopwatch that's going to be coming up in a few minutes, I'm excited to see how that will be used. But Dragon Tempest is going in for this early gank.
He's able to get a flash out of there, not much else, but that's going to be a nice summoner there. Dragon Tempest now catching Juan in the river here. They are going to be able to have just kind of a little bit of an exchange. He goes overheated there with his Flame Spitter. No equalizer on the board. Yeah, Dragon Tempest getting his stacks off. Gets that Ignite out. Not a Killer getting bursted down here. Suki Bot going to be able to find a kill on Not a Killer here. It's all down to Attack Dog and Juan here running for their lives, and that's going to be another exchange in the river favorable for SNHU.
Dragon Tempest just has such good footwork. He was able to dodge all of those abilities really nicely, which gave them the favor in this fight.
Yeah, and that's going to be, what Graves is really good at, being able to dodge those abilities, and then having those stacks of the E is going to end up actually, pushing him into the stacking. Sorry, he gets stacks from getting his E, and as long as he stays in combat, he keeps those stacks, which gives him armor and MR. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, Suki getting that vision in, just putting a little bit of that pressure on Juan.
Almost stole that blue buff. That would have been a really nice pickup onto the Suki there.
Yeah, we're seeing just a tiny bit of a gold lead from SNHU, which is to be expected with how their game is going so far. It is looking like they're a little bit favored right now. I'm looking to see how bot lane is going to turn out, especially with Lux. I haven't seen Lux a lot recently, and she can be really devastating.
Yeah, Lux definitely is going to be kind of a key factor here, I feel like, in this bot lane with the Ezreal. And the role that they're going to be able to serve is being that poke bot lane. So,
especially with her ultimate being really dangerous, being able to take those picks onto people. But it looks like Dragon Tempest is having a little bit of a hard time right now.
Ooh, Juan is able to get him with that Flame Spitter somehow. They're just flailing it around there. A kind of weird ability. It just goes whichever direction he's facing there. But that's going to be a pickup there for Nighthawk and to find their first kill there.
And Liam coming in with that E, doing a little bit of damage onto Attack Dog.
Uh-oh. Attack Dog finding a lot of damage here on Suki, and he's still kind of stepping up here, knowing his limits, but Attack Dog could be pretty scary. It's just, I think they're not very scared since he has no mana.
Yeah, with Liam and Suki both being low on mana and not a killer, looking a little comfortable right now. Might be looking to go for a perfect engage, but it looks like Suki is going to take, not overstay their welcome and just leave right there. And that flash coming out from Dr. Shensei, Proma is able to avoid that gank that could have turned into a kill.
Yeah, flash is coming out from both of the top laners there, and Toxic spending his ultimate here to poke down Magmar. It looks like Magmar is doing a really good job of just surviving here in the mid lane.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see how all lanes turn out, especially when we come out of the laning phase, with Nighthawks having 3 very frontline champions. I'm excited to see how they're going to play with that and maybe possibly use that to their advantage as well. We're seeing just a tiny bit of a gold lead from SNHU. Otherwise, everyone's looking pretty equal right now. But this Drake is up right now. Dragon Tempest is going to be the first one to be on it.
They don't really have vision of here, but a teleport comes out onto that bot turret. They're trying to make this rotation. It was Attack Dog having that teleport ready there. They're going to have 4 people. And I think after that exchange there, it's kind of just going to be equal game. They got that teleport out, and they're just going to, take that and run with it. So.
Mm-hmm. And I also just noticed that Rumble has picked up Dark Seal,
which is a pretty scary item on him because after he gets like a couple kills, he can snowball pretty hard.
For sure.
And that equalizer just chunks with his Q into team fights. So it does a lot of damage per tick.
Attack Dog looking a little low right now.
Oh, he almost died to that E there. Gonna get his flash out there. A nice stylish E, almost finding a kill pick up there. But that's gonna just kind of push him off of this wave here, push him under turret. And thanks to Not a Killer's healing, he's able to survive a little bit on it, like 300 health, but he's just literally 1 health there, and he finds that last kill there. There's not a lot they can do against the amount of poke that Liam and Suki have right now.
And it looks like Dr. Shensei's also picked up a kill onto Proma right now. Just looking like they might have priority.
Oh, he W'd back in. There's no one to Edo. Suki finding another kill.
Sometimes Ezreal ult in close range can be really devastating.
Yeah, that was just a point blank in your face, bah, Ezreal ult. But I think at that point they're just like, there's not a lot that the Rakan can do. He W'd in with no one to E back to, so you usually got to W out.
Yeah, very, very interesting moves coming out right here. It looks like Toxic is having a pretty easy time right now, popping that ult onto Magmar.
Magmar 1 health here. Gonna have to flash away, not use that ghost.
Yeah, that Victor ult is just super annoying sometimes. Proma looking a little cornered right now. Oh, and that ult comes out from both of them. Proma just going to have to walk out of that, but it looks like Dragon Tempest comes in to save the day with that ultimate and that sight block. Dr. Shensei is just going to have to dash out of there, possibly making it out alive.
Yeah, Dr. Shensei actually survives that there, but in the end, it kind of looks like they are able to push him under that turret there and might be able to rotate onto the Rift Herald here. The only problem is Nighthawk does have that Scuttle Crab down in order to spot out any advances onto the Rift Herald. So,
and we're seeing Mordekaiser's first item is going to be...
Ooh, a root with the ultimate. Not a Killer looking very low there. Suki taking that entire Attack Dog ultimate, but it's not going to be that much. Trying to find that kill there onto Not a Killer, but not going to connect anything yet.
Nope. Suki's ultimate is very versatile, but it also is hard to get those out of vision kills, but when you do...
Oh, the EQ.
When you do, it is very rewarding. Not a Killer looking a little low right now, though.
Yeah, not a killer, very low there. Liam and Suki both looking there. He's just going to have to back up and back here.
Magmore's just having a little bit of a tough time with these trades going on right now. We're seeing a little bit of a CS gap between the junglers and the top lane as well. But the gold is looking to favor SNHU right now.
Yeah, Toxic's really able to just zone off Magmore here, but it kind of looks like he could bait him a little bit. Juan playing out of vision here, ready for a gank. And Magmore can keep him in his ultimate there if he survives for a pretty long time unsuspecting. So is able to spot, I think he spot Juan's jungle pet out there before he spot Juan.
Looks like Dragon Tempest is coming in for that flank from the Tribush.
He's going to get a lot of damage.
Dr. Shensei is able to make it out.
Oh my god, another kill there, just dominating the bot lane here. Suki 5-0 right now. Another kill pickup with his ultimate there is going to be a really, really nice gold in his pocket there, going with this Essence Reaver build. And I think it's going to be Mana Moon into like Duskblade, but Magmar going to be able to find a kill on Proma there. Dragon Tempest trying to equalize thing, has the ward there in that bush, but
not looking to face check that right now.
No, it's very dangerous. Gonna spend that EQ, almost dodges both of them, get that auto off, and the Smite auto is gonna be a kill there for Dragon Tempest.
We're seeing some really good plays coming out of SNHU right now, especially with their jungler's fancy footwork and Ezreal's ultimates.
Ooh, Liam taking a lot of damage right now. Gonna have to flash out there. Juan using his flash also. Gonna try to melt him down there. The ultimate comes out. Not gonna be able to get out before he dies though. Suki doing his best. Gonna be able to E away there to safety. Just deal so much damage still. Trying to find maybe a kill here, but that's gonna be another kill there for a Nighthawk pickup on Lucian, I think.
Oh, Lucian going in, almost getting Suki right there, but that ult is coming out.
So sneaky.
Oh,
Almost got it there. Almost found a collateral, actually, but both of them having those dashes is just a little bit unfortunate.
it is always nerve-wracking to watch those Ezreal ults.
Oh, that turn shot. Oh, my God. Oh, I thought he got it for a second. Oh, I thought he got the E-Connect there, but it's just so close and nerve-wracking between these two ADCs. Please back. Oh, the ult coming out from Liam Attack Dog just sidestepping it there. The EQ outplayed after the EQ. Oh, my God. Suki gonna find that kill, just waiting for him to get a little bit cocky.
That was just so fun to watch. I was not expecting that EQ combo to come out of Ezreal, but it was a super smart move. As right now he's got a 700 gold bounty on top of his head.
Yeah, that was a really, really nice outplay there from Suki. Expecting the EQ from Attack Dog there and just playing completely around it. Liam looking for some setup here in the mid lane is going to be able to find that E, but nothing else. Equalizer coming out from 1-3 on the horizon, but they are able to kind of just walk out of that one. Their Dragon Tempest on the ready to bail them out.
Oh, Attack Dog starting that Drake up right now. Or just taking down that Vision.
Yeah, they're able to clear that.
Yeah, I'm excited to see who's going to be on this Drake first.
Well, SNHU is pretty poised to do it right now. Both teleports from the top laners are up. The ult just barely going wide of Juan there. Dragon Tempest looking for that final kill there. The W going to be able to find that stun and root on Magmore, but Toxic is going to fall to Magmore. Suki going to be able to finally take him out there after he finds two of his teammates. Is not a killer and Attack Dog. You're working to try to stop them from getting this dragon here. Dragon Tempest taking a lot of the Attack Dog ultimate there. Lucian just tearing through them right now, doing a lot of damage. Suki trying to find as much poke as he can right now. Dragon Tempest might have to back off there. The flash from Suki going to be able to find a kill on two. Not a killer there. Another kill onto Juan. Their Attack Dog just running away here. Dragon Tempest finding that last kill, and they're going to be able to push out this mid tower and get the dragon.
We're seeing just such amazing jukes from Ezreal right now. Just such a versatile champion.
No, he's just, and Suki just plays him like exactly how you're really supposed to play Ezreal here. So we are going to see them get that mid turret, and as they get that last dragon, or not last dragon there, that's going to be the second dragon there for SNHU. The top turret too also going to fall, and I think Promo got a solo kill there in the top lane.
And Liam doing a good job ward-wise this game, making sure to deny any vision that Nighthawks has put down right now.
Yeah, and I feel like, the counterplay that Nighthawk had the last game isn't really there this game. Like, they aren't really playing that macro around trading objective for objective. They're kind of just, on all fronts here, kind of taken advantage of here by SNHU.
And even though Magmore is pretty strong with that Mordekaiser, still having a hard time protecting his lane.
Oh, look at that Ezreal skin. Is that the Heartsteel Ezreal skin?
It is. And
I want that so bad.
Looks really good,
I want the Heartsteel Ezreal skin so bad. But they are sneaking around here in the red side jungle.
A little bit of a cheesy move right here.
Ooh, Juan going to be able to get ulted by both of them there. Suki finding the kill and the red buff here as they turn it into a Herald.
I just love watching those easy Lux plays with the QWE combo.
Mm-hmm.
So much
just
burst damage right there.
You're going to be able to find full Lux combo there, which is about like 2,000, 3,000-ish damage. So, Lux, I mean, is just one of those champions. If you're able to find the full combo there, it's usually death. Usually. I mean, unless it's like a tank.
And SNHU is just solidifying their gold lead even more, almost at a 10k lead right now. And we've just got still such a huge bounty on Ezreal.
Wait, I didn't think about that. Suki's using his Q to get his Sheen proc on the turret. I usually only get the Qs to get my W up faster. And that's more damage on the turret than just using your Qs to get the W up fast. Sorry. I sidetrack. Dr. Sensei going in here. The turret falling, teleport coming out. Equalizer going a little bit wide, and they're looking for a conversion. Toxic going to find so much damage here. Get pulled in by Magmore. Not committing anything yet, but they're just pushing them off this turret. Going to get that second crash there. Attack dog so low right now from Suki. Finding so much damage. Almost has that Mana Moon or Muramasa. I'm just so scared for when he actually does and gets that... gets that Duskblade. It's going to be so much damage.
Really close pay and an early take on their last turret left in that top lane.
Oh, they got the Charm W onto Suki. He is going to fall there, but not at the cost of his comrades coming in from the sideline. He's going to be able to fall them. Dr. Sensei, though, tearing up this backline here, is going to be able to find so much damage with that Cassante. What a broken champion, but Proma finally is going to be able to shut him down there.
Well, this fight really did turn up in the favors of SNHU. They were able to take 2 turrets with just 1 Rift Herald. They were able to take down Nighthawks, and those Lux ults are really just providing a lot of damage as well.
Yeah, and they were able to get some shutdowns there and kind of throw a wrench in SNHU's plans. But even after kind of, shortening the lead that SNHU has, SNHU still comes out with 8k gold in the lead.
They're doing really well right now. And as both Drake and Baron come up, what do you think is going to be the next priority for objectives?
I feel like SNHU wants to try to get onto the soul point here, but with the amount of lead that they have right now, if they really want to, they could just kind of go into Baron and end. Especially with the way that they're finding these picks here. Promo going to be able to find Attack Dog there, and that's going to be a pretty vital pick in order to, convert onto an objective here. But I think he responds before they're up, really. Baron is coming up very soon. And also, Suki threw kind of us for a loop here. Is going to get that Muramasa, but before finishing his Mythic, he picks up that Cyrilda's, which I think might just be like his own little touch there. And it's like not that he can't normally I take this Cyrilda's because I can't hit Qs, but he can hit Qs, so I think it's more of just like a catching tool.
Yeah. And we're also still 2 of their turrets still being up, and they're just pushed down these lanes so far. They're just having a really easy time getting that poke into Nighthawks right now. They're not going to be able to do much but just try to defend their turrets.
And there's 4 here, going to try to find a skirmish here, and Not a Killer just gets bursted down before he can find Suki. Will find Proma, and he takes a lot of damage there, but no casualties on SNHU's side.
Yep, and Liam just responding really fast to that recon ult. It really mitigated a lot of the damage that could have come out of that.
Ooh, the ultimate coming out there from Liam, and just going a little bit wide there is going to be able to get out of there for a second, but Magmore coming in from the sideline is going to be able to find Suki. The ult just shredding through them, Toxic melting them, the microwave coming through Proma now in the backline, and he's going to be able to find another kill there on Magmore. TacDog running with his tail between his legs back to the fountain.
And it looks like they might be going for this Baron, which is just going to further solidify their 10k lead already. They're just having a really easy time this game. And I'd love to see that teleport in from Proma as well, which really just picked up a couple new kills that gave them even more gold as well.
Yeah, if they find a couple more picks here, I feel like they can convert this Baron into kind of a push into their Nexus, but it doesn't really look like Nighthawks can get that cocky, and they are going to reset here and look for kind of the final killing blow onto them here.
And I didn't even realize, but SNHU is also on Soul Point right now.
I was about to say that they did find that dragon while we weren't looking, I think.
Oh, they're doing really well right now. Do you think there's anything Nighthawks can do to really turn this game around for them?
Not a Killer. Looking for this vision here. They're just pushing in through the mid lane. Sukibot going to be able to find this damage on this inhibitor turret there.
It looks like they're just going to have a free inhibitor right now, as Nighthawks is just a little bit split up, trying to converge back in to save their inhibitors right now.
Yep. And then Proma is going to be able to get a lot of attention here. Is going to get bursted down a little bit, but they are able to find a TacDog in the meantime. Toxic just melting through Not a Killer again too, and that's going to be so much damage that they can't deal with. A triple kill from Toxic, a quadra kill onto Toxic is going to be the end of the game here. Going to SNHU 1-1 to tie things up here. What an incredible performance from both. Well, I mean, SNHU just tearing it up right now. 31-12. Like, what can I say?
Well, it's a huge turnaround for them in this game. They just really played it well, especially with that Ezreal. Oh my goodness. And that Lux. Everyone on SNHU just did a really fantastic job this game.
I know, though. It's such a turnaround there because, like, I feel like Nighthawk, they had that counterplay in the first game there, but this game, they just kind of struggled to find it. There wasn't really a lot they could do against SNHU's lead there. And without that kind of like wrench in SNHU's plan, they just knew how to convert and just, completely snowball down the rest of the game and close it out there. But going into the third game here, I am really excited to see what happens because I feel like Nighthawk might have got a little bit cocky during the draft or something. I don't know.
Yep, their picks were very interesting for sure.
It was a weird draft.
I'm excited to see what their picks next game would be. Hopefully they have a good response to SNHU. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, and maybe some bans coming out here, maybe that Ezreal ban, and letting through that Orianna or Syndra. We might be able to see it next game, maybe. But the Victor still, like, just kind of showing maybe you should ban 3 of the champions. Ban all of the mid laners, like, I don't know.
If only we had 10 bans.
Yeah, I mean, like, just giving a lot of attention to the mid lane there. But other than that, we are going to take a quick little break before we get into game 3 here between these two teams. So we'll catch you right after that. Welcome back. We're getting straight into draft here between these two teams. Nighthawk taking blue side this time in this draft, and they are going to ban that Orianna first off there. And then SNHU responding with the Yone ban, which is pretty adequate, I feel like, for them. Seeing that Yone in the first game, just taking it out there. And then Nighthawk banning the Syndra, which is going to be a nice ban that we've seen every game so far.
Yep, we're seeing kind of the same bands coming out right now, which is to be expected. But I also am curious to see whether Nighthawks will ban that Ezreal, because it was just so dangerous last game.
Yeah, their third ban here is probably, like, they have a lot of options because SNHU just performed on so many champions last game. So we are going to see the karma again from Nighthawks there. The same ban that they're sticking with. I feel like maybe what they're doing this time is they're just like, let's run it back, because that last draft was kind of right? Like, it wasn't that good. And they're going to draft, like, kind of a little bit more seriously this time.
Yeah, and we're seeing Jarvan coming out of Nighthawks, which is usually an SNHU pick, so I'm excited to see how Nighthawks will use Jarvan in this game.
Yeah, the Jarvan might be, like, a pretty priority pick for them. SNHU might have just picked it from them last time, and we're going to see the Jarvan pick from Nighthawks this time, actually getting it into their hands, and then SNHU ending up stealing the Rakan here from Nighthawks. So that's going to be an interesting matchup, or sorry, interesting dynamic there, because Nighthawks has only played with the Rakan so far. We haven't really seen them without it. And then another response is going to be Nocturne in the jungle, which is going to be really nice for, like, global pressure in terms of SNHU, and kind of just having that, like, if you don't have really good team communication, he can really mess up team fights.
Yep, his ultimate is really game-changing, especially denying vision for the other team. It can be really frustrating for the opposing team to just really be able to communicate strongly together. As you said, they need to have good communication, that they know where they all are right now.
Yeah, and you can mess up a lot of things. The biggest thing that messes me up with Nocturne Ultimate is when he plays around bushes, because it nearsights you also, so you don't have ward vision. But a couple other picks here. They're going to pick the Xayah Nautilus here, picking that Xayah from SNHU if they wanted to pick in the first place, but that might have just been a bait, because I think Ezreal Rakan might have been the thing they wanted all along. That just looks perfect right there. Keep that. Don't need the Xayah. But Nighthawks is going to be able to pick that up, and I feel like into Rakan Ezreal might not be that good. They do have a little bit earlier pressure than SNHU's bot lane.
I'm looking forward to seeing Ezreal again. We just saw such good plays from Suki last game that it might just be really bot favored this game. But Nighthawks also took Xayah away from that Rakan Xayah duo, which they do synergize well together.
Yeah, they have picked that in the past. And it does go around here between the two teams. Like, it's just kind of a normal, composition to pick here. But going into the second ban phase, we are going to see a couple more bans here from Nighthawks, and they are going to take that Camille out, which is probably pretty respectable. But SNHU has the counter pick here, so it's a little weird. They don't really have to pick top here. So normally what you want to do is you want to ban towards the first pick that you want to pick, and give counter pick to. So, for example, like, if you want to pick Camille or something, you ban, like, Jax and, like, Poppy or something, because they are counter picks to Camille. Not that Camille's that good of a first pick, but just saying. You know what I mean?
We're seeing Victor again from SNHU, which those ultimates coming out of Victor were really devastating last game.
Yeah, they were just really melting into any squishies that Nighthawks had at all, or some. I mean, like, even the tanks. Like, I think it does percentage health damage. So, just so much damage from the Victor, and that's kind of like the pick he's put on here after not really being able to play the Orianna or Syndra the entire game. But Vladimir and Cassante are going to be the picks there, and actually I spoke too soon, because not I mean, like the Jax and the Camille are two really good picks into the Cassante, so they did kind of ban accordingly to their first pick. I'm kind of curious how SNHU responds.
Nighthawks Cassante is really strong. We saw really good plays the last two games from Cassante, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how that will work out. But as a response to that, SNHU is hovering over Fiora.
Which is also pretty okay for Fiora. So Fiora is kind of also a counterpick to Cassante. I think Camille plays a little bit better into it, but the way that Fiora can like parry most everything Cassante
She's
has.
just such an all-around strong champion, just a
Yeah.
counter to very many other champs.
Yeah, she is very strong in general. But I mean, Cassandra just kind of has to play at turret. But other than that, these two compositions very nicely drafted from both of them. A little bit less messy than the last one we saw last game. So running it back into game 3 here, I think this is going to be a really serious game between these two teams here. Playing for set point here, game 3 in a best of 3. All the stakes are on the line right now in this playoff game between these two teams. So stay tuned right after this break before we get back to you with game 3. Welcome back as we get back into this game with question mark ping starting us off. We're going to see a stack here from SNHU trying to catch an invade from Nighthawks.
It looks like they might not get any value out of this right now because it looks like Jarvan is going to be going for that other side.
I think, well, I mean, I'd expect this team to invade too with the Jarvan and the Nautilus and Zaya and everything. So that's kind of probably what they're trying to catch here, but not going to find anything so far. And Nighthawks also isn't really going to get any value out of it in terms of vision or intel or anything like that. So
Some
weird noises.
classic Zaya emotes.
Yeah. Some weird noises. I don't know what's going on, but we are also going to see a shift in the name of Nighthawks switch to Nova. Which have we been calling them the wrong? I'm pretty sure it's Nighthawks, but is it like the Nova Nighthawks? I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Dog's getting a lot of damage out there, but Suki firing back with that Q is going to equal things out here. And Liam having a lot of health to work with is probably a little bit better for them if they're able to get this level 2. Not a killer. Going to be able to find that hook, though. That's going to start to it. Liam finally finding a use for all that health there, is able to just ignite Not a Killer, get that first blood. Liam going to be able to pick that one up, and that's going to be a nice little advantage in the bot lane for SNHU.
There's just not much that Zaya can do early game. But Ezreal is pretty good in the early game. We also see Nautilus. I'm looking forward to seeing Nautilus later in the game when he gets to that level 6. That ultimate is just super deadly, especially in team fights.
Yeah, the Zaya ultimate, just crazy at getting disengaged off of the Zaya, and also at the same time being able to just shred through people with her ease. So if you're not really able to get out of the way of that Zaya ultimate, it's just going to do so much damage to you, especially when she has that flash for that outplay potential.
And Liam's ult is also going to be a good tool for lining up the enemy team for those Ezreal ults as well.
And funny, another knock up there on Not a Killer. Suki, both of them level 2. Attack Dog level 3 is going to be able to find that E, and that's just so much damage. Ignite goes on Suki, but he's able to find Attack Dog. Not a Killer trying to find him. He's going to be able to get that hook and get the root off. But Suki getting that kill, I feel like, is a little bit better because he's able to kind of push this wave into turret, get a little bit more farm, and have that kill in his pocket.
That heal just bought them a little bit of extra time that was able to turn the favors, but it looks like Proma is a little caught here.
Ooh, Proma getting that that parry off, and Dragon Tempest here to the rescue is going to be able to try to bail him out a little bit, but just taking so much damage with Magmor roaming up, I think this is just the time to try to get out of there. Proma almost going to be able to sidestep Juan there, but that is going to be a lot of damage on him, messing up that lane a tiny bit. As I mean, the wave isn't really pushing too hard into him, but
Oh, Juan looking for that play, but Nocturne was able to back out of there just in time.
yeah, Nocturne just not being in exactly the spot Juan thought he was there, but Proma is going to be able to TP back here with that Sheen, which is going to be a nice little addition for him. Having that grasp with the Sheen just does so much damage on Fiora, I feel like.
Oh, Not a Killer does have that Hex Flash, which is often seen on Nautilus. It can make for some really good plays.
Liam just engaging there, just full on committing to that W. Is going to be able to find Not a Killer in the bush, but just kind of, I feel like giving them a little bit of a warning there. Suki taking a tiny bit of damage. I don't think he got to back yet. He might need to bail out here from the jungler, but Juan picking up on this is also going to be rotating down a little bit, and they don't have vision. Oh, they do have vision of Dragon Tempest here. This might be a really dangerous counter gank here. The bait from Suki is going to end up killing him there. Liam finding that engage for Dragon Tempest. They're going to find that ignite and knock up there. Has to flash, but is able to get that kill on 1 health here. And that's going to be a 1-for-1. The kill goes to the Xayah, but finally Suki gets to get that reset there, and Dragon Tempest gets another, or not another kill, a kill in the jungle there. So having that farm advantage with the kill is going to be a pretty good advantage for him to work with.
Now, I'm not sure if Nocturne knew that there was vision on him at that moment, but that just waiting a little bit before engaging the dragon or committing to that gank helped them not get into a sticky situation later on.
Yeah, because I feel like that was going to end up as a dive there from Nighthawks. So Dragon Tempest bailing them out there. I think either one was looking for the dive or expected Dragon Tempest to be around there, and they did have vision of him, I'm pretty sure. So
yeah, and Dr. Shensei is gonna have to have some fancy footwork here, as Proma's passive can be really deadly.
yeah, he is level 5 here, and Proma's a whole level up on him. But this is a really annoying part of Cassante, is if he's playing around this tower here, he can just completely ruin your day if you get too cocky. He can totally just take advantage of you stepping up and just pull you straight into the tower there. But speaking of pulling, Not a Killer going to pull Suki right into Attack Dog here, converting into a pretty good trade for them. Suki looking pretty low now.
Yeah, Suki's just having a little bit of a harder time in the spot lane right now. Not a Killer definitely helping out with those pulls and those roots.
Ooh, the flash Q. They're going to be able to find Suki. Trying to get out of there. Is able to flash out, but Attack Dog finding that long range Q there. Able to pick up the kill, and that's going to be 2 kills on the Xayah now.
Sometimes you underestimate how far Xayah's Q can just go, and that tiny little step back resulted in death for Suki right there.
One trying to find a knock up there on Toxic, going a little bit wide. He's able to get out there mostly for free, but as we speak, Nighthawks is on the dragon here.
And SNHU, they do have a pretty good vision right now, but there's not much that they're able to do to respond to this, as the rest of SNHU is just coming back into their lanes right now. We're seeing just a tiny bit of a gold lead favoring SNHU, but the kills are pretty even right now. And the next objective that is up is going to be that Rift Herald. I'm looking forward to seeing who's going to be going for that first. Suki having that ultimate.
Ooh, the flash W.
Level
Knockout.
6.
Oh my god, Suki going to be able to find so much burst damage with that point blank ultimate again. Comboing it with the CC, but the Cataclysm somehow hits Suki, is going to lock him in there. He doesn't have E yet, just trying to get out of here. Liam providing a lot of peel here, going to get that W off there, and Dragon Tempest, the final nail in the coffin to shut down that offense there from Nighthawks, is going to allow Suki to get out.
Everyone is just coming to Suki's defense right here, because we've seen how he's played last game. I mean, if SNHU can protect Suki, that can allow him to snowball into a really good position, as it was last game.
Yeah, and Suki is looking like he's in a pretty good position right now, but he's going a little bit different of a build, as he probably should into this composition. He's probably going to go Trinity Force, I feel like. So.
And Dragon Tempest looking for that gank. That Xayah ult coming out. Suki bot a little bit low there. Liam with that ultimate, just getting them all into place for Suki bot, just to dance around them and get off those Qs, which did a number onto the other team.
And yeah, Dragon Tempest is going to pick up that kill there. Now having a shutdown along with Suki, both of them having the shutdowns is going to be a little bit dangerous, but
Toxic's ult coming out onto Magmore, doing a little bit of damage. But the good thing about Vladimir is that he can heal, and he can just keep himself in lane for longer periods, which gives a little bit of an advantage right there.
yeah, that's one of the weird things about Vladimir, is that he can kind of just stay in lane for a really long time. And he also kind of just thrives off of you underestimating how much he can actually heal. So if you like think you can kill him at like 200 health, you're probably wrong, and he probably is going to heal the full in the fight that you engage him in.
Right now, SNHU is looking at a comfortable 2k gold lead. Attack Dog not being able to do much right now without their support.
Dacta kind of just forced to back up here. Suki not having vision on the support though, it's going to be a little bit scary walking up here, but I think they can kind of safely deduct that. I mean, he just hit him with a Q. I feel like, I mean, they know where he is, but Mackmore in the mid lane here is going to be just kind of farming up, and that's going to be the important part about that Vladimir's job is just trying to get to late game. Same with the Victor. Both of them want to just get a little bit later into their levels here with the power spikes kind of mid to late.
And Fiora is looking a little bit in a dangerous position right now.
Yep.
But it looks like their Jarvan isn't going to be going for that gank.
That Rift Herald is up though, so that could be a potential target for both of these teams here. So I like the way that Nighthawks is kind of positioning around the Rift Herald in order to actually try to secure it for the team.
Yep. And Juan kind of revealing himself right there might give a little bit of a clue to SNHU, but we're seeing some ultimates coming out from both teams in the bot lane. It's like a pretty even trade right now.
Oh yeah, not a killer throwing that ultimate out there was probably kind of a defensive measure from them. But Suki doing just a really good job of poking them out under this turret here. I feel like that's how you kind of excel with Ezreal once you have that lead, is to kind of just push them under turret and poke them. But I feel like they should look for a dive here with that Herald falling on the top side of the map. They got to try to exchange something here in order to stay kind of on equal footing with them.
Now it looks like Zai is taking the smart move with that recall just before Nocturne can do anything about that.
Yeah, it kind of hurts because you're giving up that wave, but I mean, that's going to be, just kind of a necessary action if you're Attack Dog.
Mm-hmm. Looks like Nocturne's looking for that Drake to just come up. SNHU having pretty good vision this game. One coming in with that flank.
Ooh, and there's the counter gank there from Dragon Tempest. A flash and a secure from Toxic is going to be able to pick up a kill on Juan. So now 7 kills on SNHU's board, and they're going to be able to pick up Dragon off of that, finding the jungler.
Dragon Tempest is just picked such a versatile champ. I mean, Nocturne can just fly across the map with his ultimate, which helped secure that mid lane kill, but also gave them...
no.
Ooh.
The flash there, and Liam coming to the rescue with that charm. Oh, and the ult going a little bit wide, has that W on not a killer. Trying to block here, and the ult comes out on Suki. That's going to be a lot of damage. They're all low and still pushing this lead. Juan coming in might have that Cataclysm. If he's able to get that off, that's going to be pretty big news there from SNHU, but they're going to just safely get out of there. All like 100 health apiece there. Just a very scary engagement from all of them. Juan still looking this a little bit tricky. Dragon Tempest finding this long engagement there. The W coming out from Liam. They are going to just find so much damage on Not a Killer, just getting bursted down. The EQ comes out on Liam. Juan taking so much damage. Suki going to be able to find that kill, and another one on Attack Dog. That's a triple kill there from Suki Bot.
That footwork from Suki just coming out again, that was just so great because he was able to pick up that triple kill, as you said, and it just gave them a really good advantage. They were really going in for Suki because Suki's just such a prime target right now, with that bounty over his head, and also how they saw Suki climb last game. It was just really desperate moment.
Yeah, they know they just gotta shut him down there, and they're trying to just find any way in order to do that. But other than that, I feel like, right now Suki's 6-2. Just having that Trinity Force in the Mana Moon is just, spelling the end here for Nighthawks. They're really going to have to try to shut him down before he's able to get possibly Cyrilda's next item, which is just so annoying to deal with when you have the Ezreal chasing you down with that slow. Oh my god, he caught the Q with the E. Liam going to be able to take that stun, just bursting down the rest of Not a Killer, and another engagement. Going to find this E in a second there. The W running out there, actually. Finding the W, trying to get it on Attack Dog. He will get hit with the E's, and the shutdown actually goes there to Attack Dog. Just a really weird angle to be hit by those E's there, but on the other side of the map, Dragon Tempest finding that fear after the ultimate. Dr. Sensei trying to get out of here with his ultimate will fall there to Proma. Another kill on the board for SNHU, and that's going to be a really nice pickup for SNHU again.
They're finding really good kills here, which is just furthering their lead.
Bye-bye.
Toxic with that little flash out, denying Juan any sort of win right there.
Didn't even get hit by the damage or anything. That just completely flashed out of there before he was able to get hit by the Cataclysm. So.
Such a quick response.
Yeah.
Roma just melting that turret right there, which is going to open the top lane. It's going to be really crucial to really open up the map this part of the game, because we're having new objectives coming up, and SNHU having that lead. If they're able to open up mid or top lane, it's going to solidify their lead even more. Oh, the Ezreal coming out.
Oh, not no, I was going to say not optimal Ezreal ult, but it's going to be pushing that wave and getting damage onto the Attack Dog there. But you can push 2 waves with Ezreal ultimate. Here. Dr. Sensei looking in a rough spot here, though. Might get dove by 3 people here. Liam on the sidelines trying to hold this wave at his turret here. Doing a pretty good job, actually, but slowly trickling in. That wave is going to come there. They just got to commit to actually pushing this thing in, and Dragon Tempest is going to take a lot of that turret before it falls. Dr. Sensei doing his best to survive here, but it's just so brutal, the onslaught that SNHU has for him right now. Just a 4-man dive, and there's not a lot you can do about that right now.
It's just, we're seeing such good teamwork coming out from SNHU. They're looking for those singular picks instead of those huge team fights, which is just giving them extra gold to
look at the pressure too. You're right, like the teamwork from SNHU just crazy right now. Gonna be able to find Not a Killer again. Toxic finding a kill on Juan, teleporting mid, stopping that turret. The dive from the top lane with 4 people as Dragon's coming up. What is happening? SNHU just crazy on top of the teamwork right now.
They're just dominating. I was not expecting them to group up and going for singular targets, but it's just such an effective move right now. And they're also, with getting that kills, they're also able to take down the turrets really quickly.
Yeah, and now they're going to be able to get this dragon and possibly convert onto the Herald here. But Suki taking a lot of damage here from Attack Dog, playing around those minions, but is going to be shut down there by Magmore after that ultimate from Attack Dog, letting him survive there. This might be a little bit risky here for SNHU, trying to play around this dragon. Looking for the steal, the flash smite, Dragon Tempest able to get that steal. Team fight breaking out here. The Cataclysm coming out from Juan. That's going to be a lot of cataclysmic damage, but SNHU pulling through with the damage. Juan not going to be able to survive much longer there. The ult coming out there from Proma, and Dr. Sensei actually going to be able to find him there. The Omnivamp going crazy, but Toxic with the quadra kill. Not a killer, the last one alive. His teammates handing him the penta kill for Toxic.
Oh. What a beautiful play we saw from SNHU. I mean, that team fight just went the opposite of how I expected it to. Toxic just coming out with those amazing moves and now having a 700 gold bounty on his head. I mean, that was just so crazy to watch.
Going from 2-0 to 7-0, just crazy for Toxic there. He is just gonna just blink and everyone on the team's gonna be gone there. So much damage now from Toxic, but
and with that death cap, that item is just going
I know, yeah, that's just so much damage there.
Cherry on top of the cake.
Yeah. But Suki stepping up here, looking for a little bit more poke before their next little thing here.
A hex flash coming up, not a killer.
A nice dodge there, gonna hit that terrain, and he gets out with the E. I feel like if he got hit with that Q and went out with the E there, would have been a little bit different story.
Yep. Suki is just still, again, really good at dodging everything.
Proma playing this split here is going to be able to draw a little bit of attention from Nighthawks and going to be able to find some pressure there.
And SNHU is also having really good vision across the map right now. Able to just scope out where Nova is. And also able to take this Baron. Not sure that there's much that Nova can do about this right now.
They have the two top laners on the sidelines here with their teleports, looking for that there, and that's going to be a nice ultimate to start this engagement here. So much damage there, but it looks like Dragon Tempest just got really bursted down there. Toxic trying to survive Magmore's onslaught is going to fall there eventually, and the engagement from Juan finally held on. This long is going to be found on Suki there, and that's a really nice conversion. Promo makes it to the fight, is able to try to get that ultimate off on to Juan, and he does get it. The W holding on for a little bit longer. 2 kills for Promo, but that's going to be the end of that. A really nice last stand there from Promo.
So that was a really good cleanup right there, just to even it out a little bit. Nocturne shifting his focus onto the other team rather than the Baron really turn this fight around for Nova right now. They were able to get that mid lane turret, which will kind of bring them back up just a tiny bit.
Yeah, Nova starting to kind of like close that lead a tiny little bit. It's still going to be a 6k gold lead there from SNHU and 2 of those dragons, but the important part I feel like is that Baron's still on the board, so that's kind of what both these teams have to pay attention to right now.
Oh, Baron round 2 is probably going to be another team fight this time. Toxic looking to pick up some of that gold down in the bot lane.
I like the way they dedicate this split here to Toxic with that teleport up. Both of the top laners both use it, so they're kind of on standby on the close lane to the objective.
SNHU just has a lot of pressure on the map right now. That Drake coming up soon. Both Drake and Baron are going to be up. I'm wondering what objective that they're going to be going for next.
We're going to see all of them Toxic with the teleport coming in here, the ultimate coming out, going to be near-sighting all of them, not going to be able to actually get to it, mostly just serving as a veil for their true intentions here. Toxic taking a lot of damage, but so is Magmore. The Q almost catching that flash from Suki, but he is going to be able to finish off Magmore there before they crash this wave into the turret, probably spelling its end there.
Toxic has just so much damage that is able to turn these fights around in SNHU's favor. Even if he can't pick up any kills, that ultimate is really deadly, especially with that item that he has that just melts them down really quickly, and it looks like they're going to be able to take this Baron as well. Chroma also going for the Drake at the same time. Dual objectives.
Yeah, Proma's going to be able to find that Drake while SNHU just finishes that Baron there, and that's going to be a really nice conversion there from SNHU. It looks like Proma might need a little bit help though. Approaching the kind of 3/4 mark here, and the ultimate coming out on Juan, CCing him there for the kill there. Suki going to be able to pick that one up, and that's the jungler down though, so they're really going to have to try to look for some other way to smite this in order to actually find it, but as the jungler pulls up on the scene from SNHU, they're going to be able to actually get that dragon.
SNHU now being on Soul Point and also having that Baron buff. Looking really in their favor. Dragon Tempest with that ult coming out.
Oh, he's forced to use that ultimate there. Dragon, our attack dog, going to be just hanging on to his life there. Dragon Tempest trying to get out here is going to fall there, but in the back line there, we're going to see Magmore actually die there. Attack Dog. Why do I keep calling him Dragon? Holding on for his life there. Not a killer, doing his best to also survive, but
SNHU has got now a 10k gold lead. They're just doing wonderful right now. Juan trying to salvage this by getting a pick on Liam. Ooh.
He just got melted. Bye-bye, Juan. Toxic.
It's not looking too hot for Nova right now, as SNHU's just got almost double, or over double the amount of kills. Huge bounties, big gold gap. SNHU is just really having a better time right now.
Yeah, SNHU has just an incredible lead built up right now. Almost 10k gold in the bank there on top of Nova. And that's going to be really hard for Nova to actually deal with as they try to just finish out this game with the Baron buff that they have right now. 3/4 of it left. They might be able to make one last push here before it runs out. Getting these waves pushed up and having this kind of spread out pressure across the map. Promo's going to be able to play that really strong split while the rest of them kind of just work on whittling down the rest of the turrets that they have left.
And coming in with those Baron cannon minions just to take down that turret. Suki's a little bit in a dangerous position right now, able to reposition himself.
Oh my god, it's so annoying. They're going to be able to just poke them so much with the Ezreal.
And I love those sound effects on that skin as well.
Yeah, the Heartsteel Ezreal's must have after this game, I feel like.
Like, this game is going to be going in SNHU's favor as they're just able to melt down the rest of the team. A team fight breaking out right now.
Ooh, not a killer, a little bit out of position. You're going to get charmed there, finish, but Suki is going to actually die, and then Juan getting out here almost. Magmore just getting melted in the backline there. Juan with the dodge is able to survive just a little bit longer as they knock on death's door here.
There's not much that Dr. Sensei can do to protect these last two turrets.
Yes, just the siege that they got going on right now, but their Baron has run out at this point, so they're really going to have to try to push through with the minions that they are being given right now. And Dr. Sensei doing his best to hold on right now, but Juan, not long for this world, and neither are their Nexus turrets. That's just the Nexus left for SNHU, and that's game 3 and the set. A nice performance there from SNHU and incredible start to their playoffs. So they are going up 1-0 against Nova there. A crazy game we just had on our hands. So,
Ezreal.
I know, the Ezreal, both of those games just really coming through there. And I mean, the pentakill too on Toxic, like Promo with the final stand with the ultimate actually being able to get that off and just finish them off. After that team fight was incredible too. So really nice game there from SNHU. Make sure to stay tuned for the rest of our playoffs. We have our Smash Bros team also in playoffs right now, and also our Overwatch team, so make sure to stay tuned for those. Other than that, we have playing at 8. Overwatch is at 8 tomorrow. Right. I'm getting word. Overwatch is at 8 tomorrow, so make sure to stay tuned for that. Other than that, we are out. That's all the League of Legends we have for this week. Make sure to come back next week for some more. So see you guys later. Wait, what? Our Smash team isn't in playoffs anymore?
Oh no.
Oh no. They lost yesterday. Sorry. I wasn't in the loop. But other than that, we're out of here. Bye.